Hey, what's going on, guys? Axel Shifter here. Uh, like everyone else, I'm doing my reactions and thoughts on the Halo Infinite trailer, and just kind of giving my input and insight on what I saw and what I like and what I don't like. Um, not gonna go into too much detail as far as stopping every frame, but just kind of wanting to uh, go over the highlights that I see, stop and pause, and kind of just make this pretty natural. Haven't done a video like this in a while, actually, probably since the last trailer we got last year. So let's get right into it, and yeah. Obviously, starting off with the new 343 intro, pretty epic.
Just the feeling of like being in a firefight and hearing the click of the gun, throwing it down, grabbing one off the wall.
My gunner's upside down and he's like laying in. I see kill assist, kill assist, kill assist.
Any pistol across any of the games. Whatever gun.
All right, I'm gonna pause it here already. So to start off, I used to love these videos that Bungie actually started, the Vidocs. These types of videos were my favorite back in the day growing up. It's probably why I got so into Halo so much and just loved it. But I am, for the sake of this video, going to fast forward to where we start getting into the meat of it. I think it's about right here.
Celebration of previous Halo, as well as an iteration of where Halo can go next. The vision of Arena was all about a tight experience. It was all about being fair. It was all about earning everything on the map, earning everything, every kill you get.
Going back to like, what is the...
So just to stop right here. So one thing in particular that I got from this, and just from watching, what we just saw, the gameplay wise, I feel like it's really bringing it back to like a Halo Reach look, mixed in with like a Halo 3 feel. Especially with equipment coming back. A lot of the, I think, Spartan abilities have been removed. I know there's still Clamber. I know there's still Sprint. But there's no more Thruster Pack. It looks like in the beginning there's a slide movement mechanic. So they're definitely mixing all the best things of all the games we've seen in the past and putting it all into one. And ultimately, I think that's the best way to go about Halo. There's definitely two sides of people who don't like Sprint, who love the classic Halo, and there's the side that loves Sprint or grew up with Sprint because they came into Halo when Reach came out. Whatever the case may be, finding a good middle ground. I feel like Halo Infinite's going in the right path with just mixing all of them and taking out what was maybe too much. And Halo 5 definitely had some of that. So far what I'm seeing though, I'm really loving. And Halo Reach, to be honest, had the best armor customization, and I'm glad that that's being the forefront of this game.
The core foundation of what made the great Halo multiplayer arena matches great. Halo, it's really about fair and balanced starts, so everybody's on equal footing when they come off the rip. And then once they start running around, it's about scavenging, it's about finding new toys and kind of developing your playstyle as you run through the match.
I do like that the equipment is like Halo 3, where it's a pickup, and you're going to have to decide, do I want to go for the rocket launcher or do I want to go for the grapple hook? Definitely not a fan of the loadout system in 4 and in Reach. I'm glad that's, not coming back. But I'm also glad that there's new things to the game to make it new and refreshing, because, fighting for a grapple hook would be just, awesome. And things like that worked really well, especially, a great example is in the pit on Halo 3. You had to choose between rockets or camo mid-map, mid-hallway, or I think it was like long haul. You had to pick between the two, and having two power weapons on the map like that to fight over and to decide and choose, I really don't think it can be. I really think that's the way of Halo, and that's how it should be.
Would you do that, or could you go and get grapple to make sure that you swing yourself to the other side of a map to back cap a stronghold? We saw it as like another avenue of not just skill expression, but tactics for teams to coordinate around.
The exciting combinatory nature of you know, this toy plus this toy and how those interact with objectives is super amazing.
Looking at how the power-ups play, like your classic power-ups, like the overshield.
Now, one video I did see that someone pointed out is there was no medal that
And
popped
how
up
those
for the
interact
overkill
with
right there.
objectives is
I'm pretty
super
sure that's
amazing.
just part of
Looking at how the
you know,
power-ups play, like your
this
classic
video
power-ups,
being
like
made.
the
They just
overshield, the
probably
active
didn't input
camouflage.
it. As you
For
can
this
see, there's not
title,
even a
what
HUD.
we're looking
This
at,
is all
what we're excited
pre-released, so
for, is you
I'm
pick
sure
that
they'll
up,
have medals.
and
I
you
really
choose
doubt
when
they'll
you
leave that
activate
out.
it. It goes into your inventory.
If they did,
if
that
you
would
haven't
be a
used
big,
it,
you know,
and someone kills you in
mess up,
multiplayer, you drop
but I
that
really doubt
overshield,
that'll
and
happen.
then they could take it, use it for themselves.
And
that
so
to
far,
me
too,
is very legacy.
seeing
but
all
we
the
took
different
equipment
types
side of it and modernized it.
weapons.
When it comes to the vehicles, we
You know,
went in
I've been a
and
fan of it.
invested
I
a lot
like
in
them.
the systems.
I like what I'm
when I
seeing.
take damage in my Warthog,
And
my
you know, it's a
wheels
good
can go
variety.
off,
I think my biggest weapon I want to
different
see come
aspects
back, which
of
I'm
the
not sure if I've
vehicle
seen just
change
yet,
how
is
my
the
vehicle handles now.
the needle rifle from Halo Reach. That was one of my favorite marksman rifles. You know, when it comes down to the BR, the DMR, the carbine, the needle rifle, I feel like was my favorite of all time besides the BR, and I really would love to see that come back.
Which is the Razorback.
The back has this like multi-storage compartment that you can put a lot of stuff into. So if you want to put like detached turrets, power weapons,
entering that match? What do they want to do? What type of experience are they hoping to have?
Another thing I'm noticing here is the maps going back to that Halo 1 feel. I've actually been playing a lot of Halo 1 lately and Halo 3, big team with some friends. And, you know, I started back in Halo, I started playing Halo back in 2003. You know, I was in 3rd grade playing Halo 1 on PC online. And so I was introduced to big team battle at a very young age. And I played all of those big team maps, you know, fully maxed out. I think it might have been 16 players at the time, maybe a little less, but I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around 16. And that was just the biggest and craziest thing to me, like the most amazing thing. Like I didn't even understand I was playing online against these people on these huge maps that were just like, I feel like you never really saw as good of maps as Halo 1's big team maps were. And so this is a straight pull from Halo 1. If you played big team back then, or if you're searching in MCC these days, there's a couple of maps that look just like this, and I'm glad to see those making a return. It might be the art style, it might be the design, like they're saying, you know, going back and getting that old Halo feel. So I'm really glad to see that.
Equipment. We really wanted to take that kind of concept, those feels you had, you know, playing the previous games, and just turn the volume up. Vehicles are no longer just spawning at bases anymore. We have Pelicans delivering them, and we have a commander in your ear telling.
So if a player grabs a flag,
Some of these new features like the AI, you know, choosing your own AI to talk to you while playing the game and telling you where to take the flag and things like this, I don't mind it at all. It'd be cool if they can have a feature to turn it off, because I'm sure it can get annoying. But I don't mind it at all. I think it's a cool feature, and I think it adds to that sense of like, you know, you have your own Cortana AI and whatnot. The armor, like I said in the beginning, is just, it's great to see the old style coming back. I think Halo 5 kind of took away from that and really went a different route than Halo usually is. And so I'm not sure where I'm really so I am hearing some people not like the art style or whatever it may be, or think it doesn't look, you know, like Halo 3, but in all reality, you know, Halo 3 was good for its gameplay. I think Reach ultimately had the best armor customization, and this is just taking that and putting it on steroids. So really loving that.
The body of customization content that we have on day one ensures that there will be millions of customization combinations for Spartans on the battlefield. That includes things like armor coatings, armor emblems, various armor effects, down to the individual armor pieces. So your shoulders, your gloves, your knee pads, your helmet, your visor.
And one other thing to mention too is, you know, the omission of red versus blue. I've always been a big fan of armor customization. You know, I always wanted to sport it, show it off, whatever it may be. Seeing that you can finally like play games and show that off and not have to worry about red versus blue covering that, I don't mind it, and I actually like the decision. I'm a big red versus blue fan, don't get me wrong. and I'm talking about Rooster Teeth as well, and I'm talking about, you know, just the OG color style of, you know, being red versus blue. So I get it. I get why people might be mad or might think that's not the Halo way, but this is just going to bring the game, you know, more to life and make it a bigger initiative to really get your own Spartan and customize it the way you want it to. And having an outline is fine with me. So
Your helmet attachments. Then you look at weapons, and we've got a whole
weapon skins too. These are all things that brought me back to MCC currently playing, as well as the battle passes that enable, like, I have all gold weapons right now in Halo 1, and like I never would have thought that was a thing, because that wasn't a thing back in 2003, and now it is. And I'm playing all these old games on Halo that I love just because I want to get all these cool skins that they have. So things like this, I'm a big fan of. I'm glad they're making this, you know, a thing, making it free to play. I really hope the population grows and everyone's going for their, you know, their set ways. This is a great example of, you know, different customization options you can go with, and I think Halo's doing it right. I think 343 is on the right path. One thing to mention though right now is there was no release date released in this E3 event. They said holiday, and I checked another post today, and it looks like Xbox is putting it past Forza, and Forza's not coming out till November like 10th or some shit. So is it a December release? I don't know. Is it November 15th release still? I mean, maybe, but I still think there's a problem with not releasing the date, and it's concerning because if there's not a date by now, there has to be a reason why there's no date right now. And I wouldn't say, I hope it's not to get delayed again. I'm pretty sure that's not the reasoning, but there better be a good reasoning. And, you know, it's just not good to know that there's no date still. You know, a lot of people like me, we've grown up with this, you know, we got jobs, we got whatever. We want to take days off, you know, and play this game when it comes out. So we need a date, and that's one of my big concerns with the game right now.
Every season will have its own theme and introduce new components, new looks, new gameplay.
This armor is actually really sick. I'm still a bigger fan of Hayabusa, and I hope Hayabusa returns. But we all know my favorite armor of all time is Email and EVA, and I've been using EVA in Halo 3 even before Email came out in Reach. So I've heard that is a option to get in the Battle Pass. I'm glad to hear that, and hopefully I can score it again like I did in Halo 5, because that was just amazing to have, and I really missed it back in Halo 4. But I mean, what did everyone not miss in Halo 4? You know.
Well, at the same time, isn't amazing.
The training grounds too, having, you know, bots being able to play and warm up, things like this. I'm glad they brought in. It's something I always wish we had. And I wonder how good the hardest bots are. You know, who knows?
For players who are new to Halo, let's help.
Map design looks great. I know I'm hearing a lot of pros say they don't like what they're seeing. But it's also, you know, everyone's saying, you know, wait till you play it. And for me, I love the look of it. I love the style. I love the variety. My only concern is please, which they've already confirmed pretty much, is come with DLC maps, come with a season of maps ready to go, extend the life. My biggest problem with Halo 5 was I could have played it forever if it just had more maps coming out constantly, and it felt like they were doing one map, you know, every 5 months, and then before you know it, we're 5 years down the line, and it's still the same 5 maps in matchmaking that we're playing, and it's just like, this game's fun, but I can't keep playing these maps. And like, I'm the person where like, I'll go find a Forge map to go play because I'll have more fun playing something new than just the same stuff. And I know the competitive scene is against that, and I've been there. You know, I played competitive myself, but as a casual fan as well, you know, you gotta have variety and you gotta have more maps. One thing that kept me playing Halo Reach was the Forge maps that just kept coming into rotation online in matchmaking, and before you know it, Halo 4 came, and we're still having fun on it because it just kept refreshing and something new was always there. So really liking what I'm seeing. Obviously email right here, so I'm really glad to see that. But overall, great you know, multiplayer overview from 343. Great job. And let's hope to play this game this year. And I'll see you guys soon. If you have any input, leave it down in the comments. Like and subscribe, and see you guys soon.